Hello everyone. So this is just a quick video on what couple things you need to have even before you attempt to make your calls every day. It's a great guideline for you to not get lost because a lot of times you're gonna make these calls and I find these four till this day I still use these four documents in front of me before I start making my calls. So again, let's go over what these are. So first is the training application guide. Again, this got updated recently, so make sure you ask me for this. And there's always updates here and there with the questionnaire. So again, feel free to ask me if you have the most updated version. The Illustrator opened in another tab, your email, and last but not least, oh, sorry about that, the prerequisite questions. So let's say you're on a call and you went through the prerequisite questions. So the date of birth, 1970, January 1st. Is he a smoker or non-smoker? You said non-smoker, the client's non-smoker. So the citizenship status is permanent resident. That's fine. And you want to ask them if they're on any medications or surgeries, because again, people do forget or just don't know what disease they may or may not have, but you can tell by what medications they're taking and narrow it down. And again, my client is type 2 diabetic, thyroid, and had a congestive heart failure 5 years, just for this example. And last but not least, whether they've been cremation or burial. So let's just say my client was looking for cremation. For a funeral expense type client, that's pretty typical. Actually, it's not that typical, but again, we'll get into that later. So now I need to identify, well, first of all, I'm going to list everything I know, which is, I think we said 75. So my client is 49 years old. It's going to calculate for me. The name and everything is not necessary initially to get the code out, and you want to be as quick as possible to get the client the code out and then, kind of sell from there. So clients can be very patient sometimes. So I'd recommend two things again to work on your illustration making skills, become a pro at it, and also doing your applications. Again, you want to be really quick just because clients have very short timelines. Sometimes they're working with you for. So now the plan, how do I know which plan to give? People ask me this all the time. Well, you have the training guide open, right? And we know that my client has metformin type 2 diabetes, and he's taking metformin pills, and he's got thyroid. So how can I check if those two terms even show up? Right here, it's color coded for me. So all diabetes questions are blue, all lifestyle questions are yellow, green is cardiac questions, and pink is cancer questions. So if my client never had cancer, there's no point in me asking these pink questions. Okay, so it's going to waste time. Initially, when you're doing the application, you want to go through it all. Initially, just to get a quick code out, we don't really need it. And besides, there's another even faster way, which is hitting Control F in your keypad and just searching it up. So let's see if diabetes, yeah, diabetes makes an entrance 23 times in this document. So let's see. There's this one says type 1 diabetes. We know my client is type 2 diabetic. So let's go to the next question then. And that's just highlighting that. So in deferred life now, we see diabetes show up. Again, you want to read this question. Are you 29 or under? My client already will say no, so I'm not going to read this question. Has your client had any heart condition with your diabetes? Well, we know not, well, the client would say yes here too, but we have another kind of place where the client will say yes to, so we're kind of ignore that for now. And then again, diabetes. This is just repeating it sometimes. Be careful because there might be the word highlighted a bunch of times within the page, so you want to only look at the relevant ones. And then in simplified elite, actually there should be, oh, so there you go. It should come up in deferred elite as well here, where it asks you if you were diabetic and diagnosed within the last 20 years and within the last 12 months have you taken insulin. My client I know is type 2 diabetic. He's not taking insulin at all. So the question and answer is no. In the last 6 months, has your client been advised a new treatment for for the diabetes or insulin increase or a new treatment plan? My client in this example is no. Okay, moving along. Last time the diabetes question showed up is over here, and it asks you, have you ever had diabetes? And that's where the client would say yes. But technically, this type of client would be simplified elite, but there's another thing that the client said. He said that he has thyroid. So let's see if thyroid even shows up. Look at that. There's 0 hits for thyroid. That means the client would automatically be simplified elite, or even better. So depending on if he's even a little bit healthier, then there's options for you to go to Foresters or any traditional carrier route. Thyroid doesn't show up. That means he would say no to all the questions. He just simplified elite. But the next condition that he stated was congestive heart failure 5 years ago. And that's what I kind of wanted to mention. So let's see if congestive heart failure. There you go. It shows up in guaranteed acceptance. And it asks you if the client has ever had been told or been investigated for the following. And keep in mind, congestive heart failure is a completely different thing than just a heart failure or a heart attack. It's a very specific disease. So then, yeah, it's going to be guaranteed acceptance. So regardless of the other two, he's going to say yes to this question right here. So you want to make sure you've asked your client everything. Next step, so now we know it's guaranteed acceptance. Let's say guaranteed acceptance. It's only has permanent, so it's kind of locked me up with the term options. And let's say we're gonna go for something between 5 to 10,000 because of cremation policy. And there you go. It's kind of telling me that because the client is so young, the minimum is going to be 10,000 for this space for this client. So let's see, 10,000 comes to $39 and 97 cents. And we know that if a client had congestive heart failure in the traditional market, he's not going to get insurance anywhere. And CPP is the last bet. If he's looking for just funeral expense insurance, you can be the judge. This is one of the best things he can get for $40. He has $10,000 worth of coverage. Let's see, even if you want something like 50,000, it's almost just under $200. So not bad. Okay, so the next step really is if you want to save and send them the quote, let's just say it's me. Now is when you write the name down because it appears in the illustration. And also the logo isn't showing up, so sometimes I want to hit the print button a couple times until it does. There you go, it's showing up, and that's what the client will see if the payment schedule. And you want to save as PDF. Save it, and just again, you want to have simple wordage for your client. So it's going to say, 50K permanent insurance rather than using the term whole life insurance. As simplify things as possible, as much as possible for your clients. So let's just say save. And again, you want to save it in a folder where you have all your illustrations for all your clients because it's going to get really messy real soon. And last but not least, you want to send the email out to your client. So again, you already have your signature done. All you need to do is change the name. Let's just say it's Dear Nawaid. You want to do capitals. It was a pleasure to speak to you. I've attached the quotations we spoke about. Please also go through the member benefits of Foresters, and I've listed that in the bottom. Again, this signature I can give you. I'm going to be providing to you as well, and you can use this, and I'll obviously keep modifying it. This is just a template, and then feel free to let me know if you have any other questions, concerns. You want to attach, so that paperclip sign. Attach the document that you've just. Oh, okay, good luck. I don't know where I downloaded it. Oh, there you go. 50K. So that's been attached. You want to write a quick subject like quote or quotes if you're doing multiple. Nawaid. Actually, you want to write like final expense insurance quote. And that's how you want to send it. And just insert the email and boom, you can send the client the quote and you're in business. So next step is really following up and closing the sale. I hope that this video helped, and we'll see you on the next one.